So in this video, we will learn how to add Zoom registrants to ActiveCampaign and Airtable. Now suppose guys, using Zoom, you have scheduled some kind of meeting and you want whenever a user registers for that particular meeting, you want to add that user, that registrant as a new contact in your ActiveCampaign account, and also you want to add the details of that registration into your Airtable database. So let me tell you, you can completely automate this process. So the trigger of this automation will be getting a new registration being created in our Zoom meeting. And the action will be adding that same registrant into your ActiveCampaign account as a new contact. And the other thing which we will be doing is adding the details of that registration, that registrant, in our Airtable database as a new record. Now guys, how you can set up this automation? To know this, you have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, here we are on Pabbly Connect's dashboard. Now to reach this dashboard, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. And after reaching to this dashboard, just click on Create Workflow and give your workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as Zoom to ActiveCampaign to Airtable, and then just click on Create. Now we can see that our workflow is open over here, and in this workflow we have 2 different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those 2 concepts, those 2 principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with our trigger window. So the idea here is, first we have to get the details or the data of registrants who are registering on our Zoom meeting inside Pabbly Connect. So we are going to connect our Zoom account with Pabbly Connect and get the details or the data of all the registrants who are registering. Then after that, using Pabbly Connect, we are going to add those users, those registrants as a new contact in our ActiveCampaign account. And also we are going to add the details of those new registrants into our Airtable database. So let's begin. Now here in trigger window, in choose app, search for Zoom. Select Zoom over here. And here in trigger event, from the drop down, select configure webhook. So here guys, we have to connect our Zoom account with Pabbly Connect first. And to make this connection, we are going to use this webhook URL. You just have to copy this webhook URL from here, and how you can connect your Zoom account with Pabbly Connect and get the details of the new Zoom registrants, you can follow the help text over here. So here you have a link to the setup, to the complete process of adding this webhook URL in your Zoom account and connecting your Zoom account with Pabbly Connect. So you just have to follow these steps or follow me in this video. So after copying this webhook URL, just go to your Zoom account. So here you can see that I have created our meeting. And after reaching to your Zoom account, from the left side, scroll down, come to this advanced option, and under it, click on App Marketplace. Now after clicking on that, you will reach to the Zoom App Marketplace. And here guys, on the right side, you can see the develop option. Just hover on it and click on Build App. After clicking on Build App, here in this section at this page, just scroll down and you will see an option of webhook only. Under this guys, just click on Create, and we are going to create a webhook only app inside our Zoom account, and it is very simple to create. Just give your app a name. For example, I'll name it as Pabbly. Click on Create. Then after that, it is asking us for the company name. For example, I'll once again enter the Pabbly. The name will be test, just a random name, a random email address as well of ours. And then after that, just click on continue. And now we can see that we have successfully created this app. Now after creating it, here you can see an option of event subscription. Just turn this button on and click on add event subscription. So here guys, we are going to add an event and the webhook URL that for what event we want this app to send data to Pabbly Connect. So here first give this subscription a name. For example, I'll name it as demo. Then it is asking us event notification endpoint URL. Now here guys, in this section, we have to paste the same webhook URL which we have copied from Pabbly Connect. Just copy it from here, and while creating this app here in event notification endpoint URL, paste it over here. After pasting it, here we have an option of add event. So here guys, we have to select that for what event we want this app. We want our Zoom account to send data to Pabbly Connect. So here you can see a list of all the different events we have. So I want to get the data of the Zoom meeting registrants. So I will go to Zoom meetings over here. If you want the webinar registrants, you can select webinar, or you want some recording related data, you can select this as well. So I want the meeting registrant data. So here I will be selecting meetings, and here we have an option of meeting registrant has been created. We are going to select this field and then just click on done. So after selecting this event, whenever a new registrant will be created for my Zoom meeting, a new user will register for my Zoom meeting, we are going to get that registration's details inside Pabbly Connect. Just click on done, click on save, and click on continue. And that is it. We have successfully created our app in our Zoom account on our Zoom app marketplace, and we have connected it with Pabbly Connect. Now, after doing this, whenever a new registration will be received on our Zoom meeting, the details of that registration or the user who has registered will be captured inside Pabbly Connect workflow. And we are going to do the same. What we are going to do, we had the meeting on our Zoom account. So we had this meeting, for example, Pabbly Connect get together. So in this meeting, guys, we have made the registration as required. And using this link, the users can register who are interested in attending this meeting. We are going to just copy this registration link over here and paste it over here. And right now, we are going to enter the details of a new registrant, a new user. We are going to enter the details of a dummy user and register for this meeting. Let's enter the name as, for example, dummy user. This is the name. This is the email address. And let's confirm the email address as well. And after entering the details of a dummy user, just click on this register button over here. And that is it. Using this user, demo user, using the details of this user, we have just now registered for this meeting of ours. And as we get a new registration, the details of this new registration will be instantly received inside Pabbly Connect. And yes, and here in our Pabbly Connect workflow, you can see that we have received some response. And in this response, you can see the details of the same registration. So we have the object topic, means basically the name of the meeting, that for which meeting we have received the registration. Then we have the start time of the meeting, start date and time. And this date and time is in UTC time format. So here the important note says the time zone in the webhook response received from Zoom will be in UTC time format. So we have the time zone of our Zoom account, but also the time we receive from Zoom is in UTC format. So if you want to get the correct time zone according to the correct time according to your time zone, you can use the date time formatter step to get it. After this, we have the registration status, that is approved. Then we will scroll down. We will see the last name of the user, the registrant last name. Then we have the first name of the registrant who has registered, and also the email address and some other details regarding the same meeting. Now this means, guys, the step 1 of setting up this automation is completed. We have successfully connected our Zoom account with Pabbly Connect and received the details of the user who has just now registered for our Zoom meeting. Now after this, guys, let's move to step 2. And in step 2, we are going to send the details of this new registrant which we have received and the name of the meeting. Basically, we are going to add this new registrant as a new contact in our ActiveCampaign account. For that, just scroll down, come to our action window, and here in Choose App, search for ActiveCampaign. Select ActiveCampaign over here. And after that, in the action event from the drop down, we have to select Create or Update Contact. Click on Connect and select Add New Connection. Now here, guys, we have to connect our ActiveCampaign account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, it is basically asking us two things. First one is the API key of our ActiveCampaign account, and second thing is the URL of our ActiveCampaign account. Now here you must be thinking how you can get all of these details. Now to get this, you just have to follow the help text given below over here. So to get the API key and URL, you just have to go to your ActiveCampaign account, and from the left side, just click on this settings option. After reaching to this settings page, here you have an option of developer. Click on developer, and here you can see the URL of your ActiveCampaign account and also the API key. From this URL, guys, the help text says we just have to enter this much URL. So basically we have to remove the https://. So we are just going to copy the URL after that and then just paste it over here in Pabbly Connect's connection window. After this, just go back to ActiveCampaign, copy your complete API key, get back to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. And then just click on save. Now when we click on save, we will see that our ActiveCampaign account gets connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the first thing ActiveCampaign asks us is the email address. That what is the email address of the user to whom we want to add as the contact. So we have received the email address of the user from Zoom. So from Zoom responses, we have the email address of the new registrant. And from this response, we have to basically map the same response of email address over here in this field. So guys, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field and in the drop down below, you can see a list of all the responses which you have received from Zoom can be seen over here. And out of all of these responses, scroll down and select the response of email address and it will be mapped over here. So whatever email address we receive from the user from Zoom inside Pabbly Connect, the same email address will be added over here in this ActiveCampaign step. Now after email address, the next thing it asks us is the first name. Now here we have to map the first name and after that we have to map the last name. So we have the response of first name and last name in different fields. So let's one by one map this data in the respective field. Just click on this field and from the drop down below, select the response of first name. Just select it and in the last name field, select the response of last name as well. So in this way, all the data of the registrant you get over here, like for example, phone number, account ID and all of those things, you can basically add all of this data, all of these details in these fields as well. After mapping the required data, guys, the next thing it asks us is the phone number. So we haven't collected the phone number from the user while making the Zoom registration, while we make the test Zoom registration. So that's why we don't have the phone number. And it is not a mandatory field. So let's ignore it for now. Then if you have created some kind of tags in your ActiveCampaign account, you can select those tags over here from this dropdown as well. Right now in my ActiveCampaign account, we don't have any tag. That's why you can see nothing over here. Then it is asking us for the list. So in your ActiveCampaign account, you can create multiple contact lists and you can see the list of all those contact lists over here in this dropdown. And from this dropdown, you can select that in which list in your ActiveCampaign account you want to add this contact in. Right now, I have only one list named as master contact list and I want to add these contacts in this particular list. Then it is asking us for the account ID. So if you have any particular account in your ActiveCampaign account over here, you can map the account ID of that account as well over here. So all of these fields are not mandatory. So let's ignore these fields for now and click on Save and Send Test Request. After clicking on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see that we have received some response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the user whose data we have mapped over here, basically the new registrant who has registered for our Zoom meeting, is been added as a new contact in our ActiveCampaign account. So let's check it. We'll get back to ActiveCampaign. We will go to the contact section. And yes guys, here you can see that the same user, demo user with the same email address and same details is been just now added in our ActiveCampaign account. This means the same Zoom meeting registrant is now successfully automatically added as a new contact in our ActiveCampaign account. This means the step 2 of setting up this automation is also successfully completed. Now let's move to step 3. And in step 3, we want to add these details of the new registrant, new user into our Airtable database. For that, just click on this Add Action Step button and here in Choose App, search for Airtable. Select Airtable. And then in action event from the drop down, select create record as the action event. Click on connect and select add new connection. Now here guys, we have to connect our Airtable account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, we have to enter the API token of our Airtable account. So how you can get the API token of your Airtable account? Just go to your Airtable account and on the right side, click on this accounts option and select accounts from here. After this, at this page, just scroll down and here you can see the API key of your Airtable account. Just copy this key from here, go to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here and click on Save. And now we will see that our Airtable account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the first thing it asks us is the base ID. That in which base on our Airtable account we want to add this detail, we want to create a new record. So in the drop down below, you can see a list of all the bases which we have created in Airtable. So I have created a base named as Zoom and I want to create this record. I want to add the details of registrant in this Airtable base. So we are going to select this same base, Zoom, over here in this drop down. Let's search for it and we have this base, Zoom. After selecting our base, the next thing it asks us is the table ID. So in this Airtable base, right now I have only one table named as Zoom Meeting Registrant. So from this drop down, we are just going to select it over here. Then after this, you can see that we have all the fields, all the column of data which I have created in this Airtable database, in this particular record, in this particular table. We can see all of these fields like first name, last name, email, and meeting name as different fields over here inside Pabbly Connect. And one by one, we have to map the data in these respective fields once again. So let's click here. And from the drop down below, as you all know the process of mapping from the responses of Zoom, let's map the first name of the new registrant, new Zoom meeting registrant. Now let's map the last name as well. So follow the same process of mapping for last name. Map the email address. Just click here and select the email address. And at last, map the name of the meeting. So this is the response of the meeting name. Just select this response and map it over here. And after mapping all of these details, guys, what you have to do, you just have to click on Save and Send Test Request. And now we can see that once again we have received a response, and this is also a positive response. This means the data which we have mapped over here, basically the details of the new user who has registered for our Zoom meeting, is been added in our Airtable database as a new record. So let's check it. We will go to Airtable, and yes, here you can see that the same user, demo user, with the same email address and the same meeting name for which we have registered this user has been added, the same data has been added as a new record in our Airtable database. Now this means the step 3 of this automation is also completed. So in this way, guys, we have successfully created this automation workflow where whenever we are going to receive a new registrant, whenever we are going to get a new registration for our Zoom meeting, automatically the same user will be added as a new contact in our ActiveCampaign account, and also we are going to add the details of those new registrations into our Airtable database as a new record. So guys, after setting up this automation, let's test this automation once in real time. So what we are going to do, we are going to enter the details of a new user over here. So let's enter the name as test12. This is the name of the user, test user, test12 user 12. So this is the name. Let's change the email address as well, test@pabblytutorials.com, test12, and this is the email address. Okay, so just now what we have done, we have entered the details of a new user. Click on this register button, and then we are going to just register this user for our Zoom meeting, the same Pabbly Connect get together meeting, and it is done. And as we get a new user, as a new user register for our Zoom meeting, instantly within second, the same user will be added as a new contact in ActiveCampaign. So let's check it. We will go to ActiveCampaign, refresh this contacts page. And yes, here we can see that test12 user 12, the same user has been added in our ActiveCampaign account as a new contact. And automatically the details of the same users, the same registration will be added in Airtable. So in our Airtable database as well, we can see the same details. The same first name, last name, email, and the same meeting name. Now this means the automation workflow which we have created in this video is working perfectly fine. So not just these applications, guys, you can connect plenty of other applications using Pabbly Connect. And guys, one more important thing, you will find the clone link of the same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone the same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this workflow for free. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for absolutely free.
If you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can post them on forum.pabbly.com. So if this video was helpful to you, you can obviously like this video, comment down your suggestion, and don't forget to share it with others. So guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.